Okay, so protein, fats and carbs. Now, keep it really, really simple. And as we're all beginners, okay, all we need to really worry about is how many calories we're actually consuming, okay, and how much protein intake that we're having. Now, why we need to focus on how much protein we're having is, for one, it's going to help us hold on to our muscle mass. Now, if we hold on to the muscle that we've got, okay, then we're going to make sure that the weight that's coming off the scales is actually body fat. Okay, because that's what we need to make sure. Another thing it's going to help us, it's going to keep us full. So if we include a lot more protein in our diet, we're going to be fuller. So the diet is going to be easier. Another thing it's going to help us is our metabolism. So the amount of calories that we can diet on, because we're holding on to our muscle mass, is going to be higher. That's going to make sure that it's going to be more long term. And also, if we're eating enough amount of protein, then the exercise that we do, we're going to be building muscle as well. So then the more muscle we've got, then the health benefits are endless for having more muscle mass. It makes the diet a lot easier, and we're going to like our body shape at the end of it as well. Okay, so there's loads of endless benefits to having protein, but that's what I want you to focus on now. Now, how much fats we're eating and how much carbs we're eating is not really too much of your concern. Okay, so we need to make sure that our overall calories are in check and our protein intake is in check. And if them two are in check, then your fats and carbs just fit in as and when. Okay, so they fit in the remaining of your calories. As long as they don't take you over your calories, then your fats and carbs are just going to fit in with there. Now, an easy way for us to start off how many calories you should be eating, now this is just a start point, okay? Everything is an educated guess when it comes to how many calories you should be eating, okay? Now, I want people to generally weigh themselves, weigh how much they are in pounds, eat 1 gram per pound of body weight of protein, times your body weight in pounds by 12, okay? That will give us a starting point, okay? Now, what I want to do is, when you're tracking that on MyFitnessPal, just making sure that you're eating enough calories, what you've worked out on MyFitnessPal, and hitting your protein intake and having your fats and carbs sort of fill in throughout it, okay? So you don't need to worry too much about that. Now, what you might find is that if you hit them calories and your exercise levels are, already far too much, or not far too much, but you need more of them calories, then you need to eat a little bit more if you've got no energy, okay? Or if you're dropping weight too quickly, or after a couple of weeks, if you find that nothing's really happening, then maybe lower them down, okay? Now you won't still have this group, but you'll have me on Facebook. So again, this is just a starting point, and feel free to ask me any questions, but that is just a basic starting point, what we start people off. What we do is then we have to coach to see how them calories are working and how they're fitting, but this is just going to start to give you a basic information and give you a start point, okay? Now, as I've said, another thing we need to start being including is for our fibre intake, okay? Now, fibres and sugars, which I mentioned about in the start of this video series. Now, sugar, again, it's just a carbohydrate, so you need to make sure that it fits in around, but I wouldn't worry about it. I wouldn't have obvious things that are full of sugar, like, full sugar diet drinks or sweets and things like that when you're just trying to get started, but if you can include them within your calories, that's fine, okay? Now, fibre, eat as much fibre as you want, okay? Now, what I mean by fibre is your vegetables, okay? Just try and get as much vegetables in as you possibly can. A bit of fruit as well for your carbs, but eating as much vegetables, try and have it with every single meal, okay? And that is going to help your diet process, okay? It's going to help digestion, it's also going to help you be fuller, and it's going to really make your diet a lot more balanced and a lot more easy to maintain, okay? So I hope this helps. Again, everything is really just a start point, so comment your questions down below, and I'll be happy to answer. Remember, really take advantage of this group because it'll be only open for 7 days.